Two photographs of President Joe Biden this week neatly illustrated the White House fight to contain the fallout of biggest crisis of his presidency. In the first, he sat alone at Camp David, staring upward at a bank of video monitors surrounded by 18 empty leather chairs. Even some White House officials wonder whether the imagery, including him in a polo shirt, was helpful. 3 days later, when Biden was back at the White House, the picture was much different. He sat in suit and tie at the head of the Situation Room conference table, mask hanging off one ear as he scrolled toward the assembled members of his national security team. The same team assembled a day later to manage efforts in Afghanistan. The White House said Biden has found himself caught this week in some of the most dire days of his 7-month-old presidency, accused of badly botching the end of America's longest war, even by some of his most reliable allies at home and abroad. The White House has scrambled to explain the chaos in Afghanistan through briefings, speech, and interviews, even as Biden himself remains defiant in his decision and insists the American peoples are behind him. At the same time, officials have sought to proceed with their regular business, scheduling an announcement on COVID vaccine booster for Wednesday and making clear Biden was still focused on his domestic agenda, including the infrastructure bill making its way through Congress. He spoke Thursday with Democratic lawmakers not about Afghanistan but about his job and infrastructure agenda. A sign the president is intent on maintaining forward momentum despite the calamity in Kabul. Biden adds still believes the vast majority of the public supports the president's decision to withdraw troops from Afghanistan and believes his explanation that there was never a good time to end the war will resonate once the shock of the initial chaos has passed. And they have sought to highlight other achievements this week, like new pandemic era low unemployment claims and vaccination rates ticking back up that have been obscured by the Afghanistan crisis. Yet Biden's well-known stubborn streak was also on display this week, which one White House official acknowledged was not beneficial as he sought to explain and manage the crisis and seek to restore the credibility of his government. So far, the president's reflexive response to the crisis to deflect blame and reject criticism has done little to quiet the question swirling about whether he properly prepared for the Taliban takeover. It has tarnished what had been a carefully honed image of competence, and Biden owns explanation for what happened. That the chaos was inevitable and the Afghan army was to blame. We like the empathy that is his chief political characteristic.